Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining me every evening to follow what's happening in India and in abroad. And thank you for sending me your useful comments and suggestions. If you believe in this channel, do share it with your friends and spread the message. Our only mission is to bring you the truth and both sides of the story. Thank you for your support. And our anniversary, first year anniversary is coming soon. So I'm thinking of getting a cake for us and celebrating. Today, Sanjat Patnaik joins us to talk about the use of Adrenochrome. Welcome, Sanjat. He's one of your favorite panelists.
Thank you so much, Meena ma'am. Good evening and welcome. Good evening to the viewers also. Today's topic is very interesting and it is going to be more of a conversation type of a session today. So we
Yeah,
both will be contributing to it. So looking forward to
yeah,
it, ma'am.
yeah. So, Sanjat, I'll just give a brief about the children being trafficked, and then we can, wherever you want to speak, please go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah, please, please.
Yeah. So, friends, in Mumbai, Maharashtra, the Maharashtra State Women and Child Welfare Department in Mumbai recently raised an alarm over the illegal adoption and trafficking of children who have lost their parents during this COVID pandemic. And close relatives being reluctant to take their responsibilities, they have been left, on their own. So, with so many children going missing, we wonder where these children go. There have been many alarming news reports that children are trafficked for three reasons, which is sex, organs, and harvesting of adrenochrome. And also bear in mind that there are many women who are willing to sell their children for money. Recently, there was a case of a woman who lied, who said that she had someone had kidnapped her child when she actually sold the child, who could then be used for any of the above that we spoke about by the crime syndicate. In another video, which Sanjay shared with me, a mother plans to give a child for organ trafficking and signs the trafficker as a father. Then he takes the baby to Europe. She says clearly that a child's organs, anything from a liver, or a retina or a heart, could sell for 70,000 euros. It's a black market, and wealthy people are involved. So then, looking through through other reports, a lady called Anne Marie, an activist, from Ireland, spoke about a boy called Sam who was found in a car wash with chemical burns on his hands. The sight was haunting for her. Rather than being out playing with his friends or doing his homework, the young boy was being forced to work or face horrifying physical abuse. She said Sam was simply one of the million children who was trafficked in Ireland and around the globe every single day. It is believed that there are 40 million victims of human trafficking globally today, with 25% of them made up of children. This harrowing story of a child trafficking did not take place in some developing country far away from our cozy lands. It happened in Ireland in 2021. In India, every day you get media news that Christian missionaries are involved in child trafficking. Recently, a woman was arrested for trying to sell a 2-day-old baby, and the Delhi police caught her as she was planning to sell it to child traffickers. In Kerala, in 2020, 487 children went missing in 2019. At the same time, 30 children missing cases were reported in the state of in that month. As many as 3,851 missing children were registered in the website from Kerala. As part of a month-long drive launched by the Mumbai police on June 1st, 1,145 missing children have been reunited with their parents. The police said that during the campaign, Operation Muskan, 29 boys and 116 girls who had gone missing from their homes were located. So what happened to the others? The drive was started after it was learned that 909 children were missing in the city. Data provided by the Mumbai police shows that one out of the 145 missing children reunited with their families, the parents or relatives of only 128 children had reported the matter to the police. 9 children for whom no missing complaint was filed. But the police have also been located. Now, something for you to think about, friends, which I was discussing with Sanjat. A very reliable source has told us that in Bollywood, there's a very well-known couple who are a part of the child trafficking racket, and they are promoting this adrenochrome as a miracle drink. They are connected to stars who are indulging in child trafficking. when you remember when a Republic TV journalist was caught near the whistings of the Karjat farmhouse owned by the Thackeray's, he was arrested and questioned. And suddenly, all over social media, people were discussing whether something was hidden in the farm, which had acres of land and huge dogs and bouncers to protect it. And there were several doubts about children being kept illegally, in the farm. But nobody came to know the truth. Recently, a top actor was caught for child trafficking, but the police did not reveal his name. It is said that NGOs actually traffic children to the elite at enormous rates. And in the Sushant case, also, you will note that it was a minor who was trafficked, who led to the death of Disha, Sushant, and many others. Sanjat, so this is something about how many children are missing. See, this is only, we're talking about the tip of the iceberg. We're talking about Mumbai and Kerala, but throughout India, this has been happening, and it has not reduced. In fact, it has gone up by, leaps and bounds.
Yes, ma'am. See, you're talking about numbers, ma'am, as you were saying, around 80,000 reported cases of abduction is there per annum. Per annum, 80,000 means around one person or one kid for every 8 minutes. So for every hour, something around, I think 7 or 8 kids are missing in India itself, which is getting reported. And if we leave the magnitude would be so high, because there would be many reports or many abductions which would not be coming to the report stage itself. So it is only a tip of iceberg. So it is very, very dangerous. And as you said, adrenochrome is considered to be one of the reasons. There is a fact behind it. There is a fact, although there are no authentic articles or authentic reports on adrenochrome, but authentic scientific research is going on since 1960. And as KB is asking, adrenochrome secretion, how does it happen? To give a background, it is what happens.
Can we move to that later, a little later, Sanjay?
Sure,
I just wanted to say a few more things about the present day scenario. For example, Sanjay, in our neighborhood, see, it's a very sort of conservative neighborhood where people are very careful about the children and all. See, I knew a small girl. She was around 2 or 3 years, very sweet girl. But her, what we would call her advantage was actually her disadvantage. She was very pretty, and she was very lovable. So she would go into anybody's arms, So if you just call her, she didn't think that it is a stranger, and she should not go to them. So one day what happened was this child was playing with her brother and other, friends. And suddenly, a group of boys from the hutment area nearby came, and they made them pushed every child into almost a corner. Now these children got very scared, and this child was very small, like very small sized. So two of those boys started dragging her away.
Right.
You see, and luckily the cousin sister realized the gravity. She herself was a kid. Say around 6 or 7, and what she did was she held on to the child, and she started screaming. So the house was just next to them, next to the ground, and people came running, and that's how they rescued the child. Otherwise, see, even the people from the slums, they know that this is a very lucrative business, and they can, whether it's a child or anything, they can just catch them, and there is a market for that.
Yes, I have. We would have seen many these CCTV videos which time and again actually get viral. Where some people come around and try to snatch away kids from their mother's arms, and we have seen those. Those are horrible things. Those are most horrible things that a parent can go through. Actually, losing a child in these kind of scenarios.
Yes, and the funny thing is, when you're talking about adrenochrome, Sanjat, in a news report. In 2019, InfoWars, an in-depth independent news service, it featured a segment on adrenochrome, linking it to the Clinton Foundation via EpiPen manufacturers and to the highly controversial young blood transfusion startup Ambrosia. A month later, adrenochrome documentaries began to emerge on YouTube, followed by many smaller copycat productions, helping form a searchable foundation for the current day conspiracy, and here I would like to tell you, Sanjat, uh, see, many people have been searching for this on the internet.
Right.
Now, all this has been hidden. Suddenly,
Right.
all this has gone off the Google and every search engine, which means a very large group want this hidden, this to
Yes.
be kept a secret. Your thoughts on that, Sanjat? Yes.
Yes, yes, I agree on this part. See, because this adrenochrome, if you remember, ma'am, we were talking about this around 3, 4 months back also, and we had a small kind of a session within a session on this.
Yes. Yes.
And during that time also, I researched on this on internet.
Yes.
Now, when we discussed about this a couple of days ago, and when I tried to research,
Hmm.
the links that I went earlier and found out to be there, which were my material, when this time I went there, those links are not there and that material is not there. There are many, like this one, this EpiPen that you're talking about. There was detailed article about EpiPen. See, EpiPen is mysteriously, the use of these EpiPens are basically to address allergies in schools in
Yes.
USA. So US schools have a mandatory requirement of keeping these EpiPens at
Yes.
school.
Yes.
Now the issue with that is all these EpiPens which are not used
Hmm.
have to be returned to the manufacturer.
Yes.
Now the compound which is used for EpiPen is an
Yeah.
extraction of some human secretion,
Yes.
and people believe that they are taking this back because essentially adrenochrome is a oxidized form of adrenaline.
Yeah.
So the theory is that before oxidation, they are keeping it like that. Then they are taking it back so that they have an ample supply of this adrenochrome for themselves. So
Yes.
what you're saying is right, madam. All this
Yeah.
and this. There is a movie called Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I think I have a small clip,
Yeah.
but in that movie there was another clip where they were clearly mentioning about um, adrenochrome getting sourced from children. Now,
Yeah.
surprisingly, that clip has also vanished. It was very popular earlier, but surprisingly, that clip has also vanished. There is some
Yeah.
other clip which
Yeah.
is not mentioning about kids. So we'll
Yeah.
have a look at that video also, small video also.
Yeah. 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 Now you mean?
No, whenever you
Yeah.
wish,
Yeah.
whenever
Okay.
you wish.
Okay. Here, Sanjat, see, another thing that I wanted to point out is that the recent surge in interest can be traced to March 2020 and the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. Celebrities posting photos of themselves stuck at home and looking less than camera ready were besieged on social media with accusations that they were suffering from adrenochrome withdrawal. In their logic, shutdowns had stalled the adrenochrome child trafficking supply chain. By commenting on these posts, believers spread the adrenochrome hashtag to new eyes while harassing their targets. Now, despite this increase in visibility, conspiracy outlets accuse major social media platforms and media of plotting to suppress the truth about adrenochrome. Adrenochrome conversation continued and it's intensified on social media from claims that Lady Gaga was participating in blood rituals for an adrenochrome fix to the COVID-19 spiked adrenochrome theory popularized by Pizzagate booster Liz Crokin. Despite claims of censorship, Google trend results showed that spamming celebrities' pages with mentions of adrenochrome was working, leading to a spike in search traffic and social media conversation. So this was another thing which you also showed us in your last session about the rituals that were indirectly or directly, I don't know, pointing out to this ritual where blood is fed to people.
Yes, yes, right.
And this could be the parties they're talking about could very well be this, Sanjat, what you had shown us last time.
Yes, yes. Let us see a news clipping. I think that would be in the presentation, if you wish, ma'am. So
Yeah.
it actually mentions about the satanic cult and this organ
Yes,
harvesting
yes,
for
absolutely.
religion.
Yeah.
That would be in the
PowerPoint.
presentation, ma'am.
Yeah, just give me a minute.
Yeah, sure, ma'am, sure.
Yeah, please.
And this is a very relevant topic because see, in India also, 8 minutes of kid getting abducted is horrible.
Yes.
It's one of the most horrible things that we can see.
Yes.
So we'll come to this. If we can go to the news clipping, I think it would be on the third page.
Third page, okay. Yeah. Yes, Sanjat.
Yeah. See, if the viewers can see the right-hand side article in Egypt, it
Yes.
talks about police actually getting hold or arresting people,
Yes.
where Egypt uncovers international satanic organ and child
And
trafficking
trafficking
ring.
ring. Yes.
So this is precisely what you were saying, ma'am, or what we were
Yeah.
discussing last time.
Yes.
So
Yes.
these satanic rings are somewhere involved in this organ trafficking or devouring these organs or blood or anything. See,
Yes.
I have to make one confession to the viewers.
Yes.
I have done many research. I have done many research not only for this so far, but my own knowledge also.
Yeah.
But this only this research is something which has actually shaken me up. The
Yes,
emotional
absolutely.
stress that I went
Absolutely. See,
through.
because we have children, Sanjat, that's why.
Yes.
See, we see children around us, we have children, so it becomes even more alarming for us and very, very emotionally upsetting.
Yes, because there were many pictures or videos which I saw, which is not available all across, and which are horrible, which we cannot put across in our YouTube session because of the
Yes.
graphic nature or the inhuman
Yes.
nature. But
Yeah.
it is really horrible.
Yeah.
These are two. This is one is BBC News German couple jailed for selling son to pedophilia in on darknet. That's what you were talking about, ma'am.
Yes.
And
Yes.
second is Egypt. Then, if you wish, we can go to the beginning of it, the mention
The
of
first one.
adrenochrome in.
Yes. Yeah.
This is a Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas movie where Johnny Depp was the star, and these are the instances where he was using a bottle, brown bottle. We would, if you wish, ma'am, we can show the clip also so that audience can
Okay. So
relate
you
to
want me
it.
to show the clip first?
Yeah, before that, in
Yeah.
this clip, there is a news clip. There is a scientific study
Yeah.
which reached the effect of adrenochrome on
Which clip are you talking about?
the first video, ma'am, Las Vegas, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, the video one.
The Las Vegas.
There we would hear about this thing getting mentioned. This is a Hunter S. Thompson's movie based on his book.
Little brown bottle in my shaving kit. As your attorney, I advise you to take a hit out of the little brown bottle in my shaving kit.
The video is not visible, ma'am.
One second. Please hold on. One second, Sanjat. Sir.
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
You can continue to talk, Sanjat. I just.
Great. So I'll give a background. See, what happened is this adrenochrome term itself came into popular culture, as we say, after this movie came out. But scientific research into adrenochrome and usage of it and its effect on human psychology has been, the research has been going on since 1950s or 60s. There are scientific papers on the internet. Those who are interested, they can go and study it. So it is there. So adrenochrome is not fictional. The usage of it, it has psychological or neurological usages, but we have to see. Let us see the clip first.
Yeah. One second. Can you see it?
Yeah.
What is As your attorney, I advise you to take a hit out of the little brown bottle in my shaving kit. You won't need much. Just a tiny taste. What is this shit? That stuff makes pure mescaline seem like ginger beer, man. Adrenochrome.
Adrenochrome?
Hello. Hi, Lucy. God bless. Yeah, it's me. What? Hell no. I taught the bastard a lesson he'll never forget. What? No, not dead. You won't be bothering anybody for long. Yeah, I left him out there. I stomped him. I blew all his teeth out.
I remember thinking, Jesus, what a terrible thing to lay on somebody with a head full of acid.
But we have a problem. That That bastard cashed a bad check downstairs and gave you as a reference. They'll be looking for both of you. Yeah, I know, Lucy, but you can't judge a book by its cover. Some people are just basically rotten. Anyway, the last thing in the world you want to do is call this hotel again. They'll trace the call and get you straight behind bars. Go move to the Tropicana right away. I'll let you know what it is, and I gotta get off. Yeah, I know, it's horrible, but it's over now.
Yeah, we may remove this, ma'am.
Yeah.
There's someone at the door. There's someone at the door.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So this is the clip that we were discussing, ma'am. I think you also sent me a message regarding this yesterday or day before. This is one of the clips, and there is another clip where Johnny Depp is actually mentioning that adrenochrome extracted from some 10 or 11-year-old boy's glands or something. He's talking something like that. But surprisingly and mysteriously, that clip has vanished from YouTube.
Yes.
So it is not where one can find it. One might find it after thorough research, but it is not there anymore. I think they have removed it by algorithms.
Yes.
So this removal of things,
yeah. See,
which actually,
Sanjat, see, Sanjat, in as far as Google Trends were concerned, see, Google Trends showed a significant spike in search for adrenochrome in March and June of 2020, and it was
that is
prevalent
before the
on,
election.
yeah, it was prevalent on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. Then Reddit removed a dedicated adrenochrome subreddit on July 30th.
Right.
So the adrenochrome harvesting conspiracy theory is a potent example of hidden virality and the ways in which unpopular culture animate social media platforms outside of the mainstream view. Named by researchers like Britt Paris and Joan Donovan, they said that hidden virality describes dominant content in specific pockets of the internet that are largely unseen by the journalists and mass media, making them difficult for social media companies to identify and act upon them. So that means that it was also hidden, Sanjat. See, it's being hidden from the normal eye.
I would, yeah. See, I would say another exposure of things. See, during that research around 2-3 months back, I came across a video which showed data of thousands children being farmed somewhere, and it was actually a record not on electronic medium, but on a regular paper and a typewriter. It had mentioned names of the kids, origin, country. This was primarily South America, that is Mexico and those area. Kids were primarily from that area, or Philippines. And it mentioned age, date, and it mentioned the quantity of production per day. And it had a tabulated figure, and it went on for hundreds and hundreds of pages. I saw that documentary or the whistle-blowing video. And the reason that they were doing it hand typed is because if they go type it on computer, it is very easy for getting leaked. So somehow this lady who was showing the documents, paper documents, naturally her identity was hidden. But I saw those names, I saw those ages. It's just like a cattle farm maintains its diary. So that is how it was maintained for kids. And for the low productivity kids, as it was mentioned there, they were supposed to be gotten rid of in their own language would be basically, I don't know what it would be, getting rid of them from the life, or naturally they would not release these guys. And the method that lady was discussing was they would drug these kids. First they would abduct them, then they would keep them drugged, and through drug hallucination comes, and they would apply all kind of psychological trauma, physical also, and they would use them for sexual abuse also, so that they get afraid. So this adrenaline gets hyped in body when a person gets afraid.
Scared. Yeah, they're scared.
When they're scared. So
Yeah.
once they are scared,
In fact,
yeah.
Sanjat, if a little bit of too much of it, if it's given, then what happens is schizophrenic tendencies also come into a
Yes.
person. So I suggest, Sanjat, now that we can go into what it is, the origins, and what it is, so that we can tell our viewers, how it originated and how it, has come to us through the
Right.
years. Yeah.
Great, great, right. So, as you said about schizophrenia, the
Yeah.
schizophrenia part is mentioned in the scientific papers which are available right now on the internet from
Yes.
some universities. This research
Yes.
has been going on from 50s or 60s.
Yeah.
So how this came along? This research started in 15 and 60s, believing that they can see all this MK Ultra, which was mind controlled, and most of this abduction. And there are historical records of people who are considered to be of less value by the elites or globalists
Yes.
were abducted from the streets. They were either from the minority group or the invalid people who were roaming around or the orphans who were roaming around. Because after World War, when Cold War also went on, there were many conflicts going on.
Yes.
And there were many children and many people who were paperless and documentless. So
Yes.
they have done experiments like this on them. So
Yeah.
from that, this adrenochrome harvesting started.
Yeah.
It is
Also,
known, yeah.
Also, Sanjat, see the fact that the fountain of youth, it's known as the fountain of youth, and it has been linked to, as you said, Satanism or other cults as well. So if you look at it, in a sinister way, Sanjat, see that you will see even in Dracula movies, it's only when he drinks blood that he becomes young and he lives for ages. So
Yes.
that itself is a link to Satanism, and then it moves down to something like now what is happening now. It would have started as even sacrifices, even in the Mayan time and the Egyptian civilizations. These civilizations were deeply seated in killing and extracting blood and consuming this adrenochrome.
Ma'am, viewers would be surprised that till
Yeah.
1 year ago,
Yeah.
it was legally okay to transfuse blood from teenagers into older people, and which they were doing officially.
Yes.
I remember seeing an article where a bottle of blood, young blood, actually teenagers' blood, was costing something around $8,000 US dollars, and it was legally available. So the donor don't know who the donor was, but there were organizations, medical organizations, who were calling it as a treatment,
Yes.
and they were transfusing young blood into older people, and
Yes.
the effect is proven to actually reduce their age in appearance and physical abilities.
Yeah,
Yes.
and also give them the energy that the victim had.
Yes, yes. So one is the blood. According to the biology, it actually rejuvenates the person, which
Yeah.
was legal. Right now, it is considered illegal, but it was legal till 1 year back only in one
Yeah.
of the most civilized nations that we have. Apart from that, adrenochrome is considered to be good when it is extracted while the person or the kid is in mortal fear and living. See, the blood extracted from a dead or a corpse is not as effective as the blood extracted from a living being while he was in mortal fear. So that is how
And
they
it is
yeah.
and it is taken from their pineal gland.
Yeah, pineal gland.
Yeah.
Adrenaline is basically a flight and fight. We have some basic tendencies. Out of that, fight
Yeah.
and flight is one of that. Fight and flight is whenever we, as animals, whenever we face a threat, we have a tendency of either fighting it so that the threat would be gone, or running away from it, flight.
Yeah.
So
Also,
during this,
Also, just one point, Sanjat. See, this adrenochrome has the combined effects of both the super strong speed and LSD. The effects,
Yes.
So what they're saying is that the adrenal is extracted quickly, as the adrenal is not as potent over time. It grows,
Yes.
less potent, and the subject is sometimes kept alive for numerous extractions. The way it's done through a needle being punctured into the eye to secrete adrenal from the brainstem.
Yes, that is.
Yes.
There is some spinal fluid they're talking about.
Yes,
Where
yes.
this adrenaline goes into spinal fluid and they puncture a needle into that brain under the area where that liquid formation occurs. So there are various theories. See, logically, it matches with what science also says. Adrenaline pumps in because during the time of fight or flight, in both cases, we need physical virility to run faster, to fight harder, for everything. So our body prepares ourselves by pumping this chemical.
Yeah.
So
Also,
yes.
Sanjay, see, when we talk about the origins and all, we think it's some time back. But viewers should know that as recently as 2018, NCMEC reported 424,000 missing children every year in America. And Donald Trump was trying to prevent this. He was fighting against this child trafficking and organ this thing. So organ trafficking. So he was one of the best things that had happened to USA. But they removed him and they brought in a person who was just not bothered or even encouraging this. That's the sort of thing that's happening now in US.
Yes, the Harvey Weinstein or the Epstein all got arrested during Donald Trump's terrain only.
Yes,
So it was not someone else. He was actually doing something which no one was doing for last 10, 15, 20 years. And all people know that kids were getting imprisoned and used. So the horror which goes on, ma'am, if we can go to the slide, will show how they are actually, there are some pictures of the children.
Yes,
who, the pictures of kids being abducted. There were some other horrific pictures which I did not wish to put on here.
Yeah.
Which actually kept me awake late night yesterday. The second one. The second one.
Yes.
So I have these were not available on Google, so I went to some other browser and I got it. So reportedly, these were the pictures how children were treated. So if people can see, they have some kind of bandages everywhere on their eyes and on the stomach. And there was a kid which is tied. So though not graphic in blood and all those, but this is subhuman level, madam. I really,
absolutely.
I find this to be very, very disturbing pictures to see. I can't imagine what would be going on with them.
Yeah, and most of them look from the east.
From the southeast. This is, I think, Indonesian, because the carton which is available, visible there. If you see the right hand side top corner, it talks about some sanqua.
Yeah.
And I did a Google search on sanqua. Sanqua is this packaged drinking water bottle manufactured in Indonesia. So the Sanqua company, which logo which we're seeing there, is an Indonesian company which manufactures water bottles. So I think they have used that kind of a carton to transport kids.
For these children.
These children.
And they're all in a state of coma, it looks like.
Yeah, coma or sedated. I think they are drugged, ma'am. They are drugged into oblivion.
Yes, absolutely.
So they would not know anything. And if we can see another video, ma'am, the video 2, people can see how it happened. And
video 2.
This is a Chinese video, so we'll come to China also, because China is considered to be epicenter of all this. Apart from China, it would be Europe, which is Germany and other places. We'll talk about those things also and what is going on in detail, if you wish.
Absolutely.
Cruelty, a young boy from China's north. In a truly brutal case of human cruelty, a young boy from China's northern Shanxi province was kidnapped near his home on Monday evening, only to be found hours later wailing in pain with his eyes gouged out in what appears to be an attack carried out by black market organ traffickers. 6-year-old Bin Bin went into the street near his house to play sometime before 6 p.m. An hour or two later, his mother called him inside, but he was nowhere to be found. A farmer found the young boy in a field hours later, covered in blood, his eye sockets empty. Police found the child's eyes nearby. The corneas had been removed. On the way to hospital, Bin Bin told his distraught father what he remembered. His story tells of a woman who drugged him before cutting his eyes out. She apparently said to him, don't cry, and I won't gouge out your eyes." Corneas for corrective eyesight surgery are in high demand as they can be taken from people of any age and any blood type. Anyone who knows where the corneas are located in the eye can extract them. Police are offering a 100,000 renminbi reward for information leading to the arrest of the suspect. With massive demand for organs in China and only limited supply, a thriving illegal organ trade has developed. Children's organs fetch a higher price, one organ trader told Chinese media in 2010. Most people think the younger the donor is, the better the quality of organs, the unnamed trafficker said.
I don't know. I feel really angry, ma'am. After seeing this, I feel really angry that the thing that this is only one thing that it has come into light, but there are actually millions and millions of these kind of cases going on.
Yes.
And if viewers can remember what that reporter was saying is, they abducted the kid, and this lady pulled out the eyes from the sockets, and she had taken out the cornea out of those eyeballs, thrown those eyeballs there, and thrown that kid there to die, and went off. For what actually? For what? For money, nothing else. This was only for money. I don't know how people.
Yes, Sanjat, it's the most cruel thing, and people would do anything to get some money. So it's a very cruel world. Now, Sanjat, see, I would also like to tell you, see, what are the effects of this? Okay, so the effects of taking adrenochrome. So, and how addictive it is. See, the compound has several effects on the human brain. The ingestion of this drug can give a mental high like no other. It's like a drug, but may cause other psychotic reactions like hallucinations, and it will even create schizophrenia in some cases. Now, just like you explained, Sanjat, a lot of the elite are addicted to the substance. They participate in what is called the spirit cooking, which we had shown in the last session, with Sanjat explaining the whole thing. And they have parties surrounding the subject of human sacrificing, though it is just a bottle that they are showing. It is, it's much more eerie. These people sacrifice children, eat the bodies, drink the blood, and worship dark gods. This stuff tends to be quite addicting. Many who try the drug tend to have a hard time coming off it. And one prime example of the elite and the famous drug is the example of a top politician in America. He, while using the airport, was said to be carrying suitcases filled to the brim with blood. And the only, the thing the clue that I can give you who this politician is, he was touted to be as one of the top environmentalists. He was talking about the environment all the time, about global warming.
Yes, I remember. I think he was caught because there was blood dripping out from the suitcase. Or else he would have gotten away. Because the blood was dripping off from the suitcase, so the security at the airport actually stopped him. And finally it was found out he was transporting his organs packed to the brim in his suitcase.
Yes. So, Sanjat, see, the elite are set to run these massive child trafficking rings all around the world, buying and selling children for their own pleasure. Children are heavily being used since they experience a huge spike of adrenaline from the pineal gland. As we said, Sanjat, in 2018, 424,000 plus missing children was found every year in America. So it's again coming back to the to India, Sanjat. See, the same thing is happening, and we keep getting promises from the the politicians that they will sort it, they'll sort it. But every day, if you look at politicians like Kirit Somaya in Mumbai, he is the person who doesn't mince words. He gives you the exact figures of women missing in Mumbai, children missing under the eyes of the police. So this is a huge racket where the police, the activists, the NGOs, and the politicians are all, hand in glove. And when you say that a prominent actor was caught, this thing, child trafficking, don't forget the case where Ekta Kapoor supported an actor who actually raped a minor.
Yes.
Recently. And the mother was standing for the actor, which was absolutely surprising. And, you become ashamed of yourself as a mother if you can do it, And see, this is happening every day. under our noses, Sanjay. So it's very
Yeah.
important that we be aware of it as parents.
See, talking about this, I think I saw a viral video from Maharashtra some days ago.
Yeah.
It was
Yes.
about a man of around 17, 18 years ago, old.
Yes.
Two guys actually getting caught by the people out there who were there to abduct the kids. So
Yes.
somehow, while in the process of abducting, the neighbor and the local people got hold of them and caught them, and they were beating them.
Yes.
And they asked them that what were they doing with these kids.
Yes.
So this person who was the abductor, he was
Yes.
explaining that yes, we take the kids and we sell it off to someone. So then the next question was, तो किसको बेचता है? Who do you sell it to? This one, नहीं, एक आदमी है जो अपना रेगुलर आता है और वो they have a regular contract with these guys so that they produce these kids, they get money, and after that, what these guys do with that kid, no one knows. So I really suspect adrenochrome might be one of those things. Apart from this sexual abuse, and see, all these things are intercombined. One, they torture them, they scare them into and they exploit every thing from them. Then they would be harvesting the organs too. So this is entire. They are a whole package. And as you said, Meena ma'am, we were talking about that documentary, with a recent documentary where this is going on in Germany, where the pregnant women are selling off their kids before being born into these international traffickers who are into these things of torturing and all these things. I really don't get what kind of a person that pregnant woman would be who is ready to sell.
Perhaps, Sanjat, that is a business, and they are just producing children to make money. That could also be a sort of a deal that they have. Because you see, she sounds so unemotional. She doesn't have any feelings. She says that she just wants her child to come out and she wants to throw the baby away. She doesn't have any attachment with the child growing within her. I mean, which mother would talk like that?
I don't know.
The moment a mother becomes pregnant, a lady becomes pregnant, she completely transforms. She becomes another person. In fact, they say that you can even see a god in a mother's, a mother-to-be's eyes.
That is how nature designs human beings, and I think these kind of mothers are sexually abused from their childhood days, so that they lose some of their connections in their brain. Then the overuse of drug also complication fries their chips in their brain. So they don't go by this regular moral values. So somehow I find it very, very disturbing that these things are going on. And these things are going on in elite circles. The people who are considered to be especially movie stars, be it Hollywood or Bollywood or any other wood, druggy as you affectionately call them, ma'am, druggy wood. They are basically druggy wood, so they are into all kinds of drugs. So also, Hollywood, Sanjat, Bollywood.
Yeah. Also, Sanjat, it's important to tell our viewers, see what happens in this process. So we'll just give a little bit more about the effects of this adrenochrome. Okay, so one thing is, friends, viewers, you must realize that adrenochrome is as addictive as heroin. There are risks to this drug if engaged in recreational use. And your own adrenal production completely shuts down through hemostasis. In fact, adrenochrome is as addictive as heroin. There are risks to this drug if engaged in recreational use. What this means is that, is that if a constant supply of adrenochrome isn't administered and someone decides to come off it cold turkey, you will have very severe withdrawal symptoms. Withdrawal symptoms that are far worse than that of alcohol, hardcore drugs, opiate, or benzodiazepine withdrawals. And how long does it last? Originally, the effect was discovered by administering overaged adrenal preparations containing adrenochrome and adrenal. Abraham Hoffer and Humphrey Osmond considered the effect to be similar to LSD and mescaline. In an excerpt from the study, he said that schizophrenia arose in an individual when too much of adrenochrome was formed. Therefore, adrenochrome then interfered with the brain function as would LSD, and that created the essential stage for the formation of schizophrenia. According to them, the hallucinogenic effect of adrenochrome would last for weeks or lead to flashbacks. and would be accompanied by paranoid depressive reaction. They put the thesis on the adrenochrome in mental disorders such as schizophrenia might play a role. And this adrenochrome hypothesis was later developed into the aminochrome hypothesis by Hoffer and Osmond. So you see, even it is affecting the people. See, though they get this kick out of looking young, ever young, it is having effects on their own body itself. Sanjay, so don't they realize that?
Ma'am, see, one thing comes in. Was this is the ring, or was this is the thing which Sushant Singh Rajput or Risa Salian were trying to expose? Because these guys are rotten to the core. Yes. And as far as I know, Sushant Singh Rajput, from his videos and the way he talks and the way he thinks, he would never accept these things. And somewhere I find that there's a legitimacy that he might have tried to expose these things, and this would have led to his murder by this drug cabal or drug mafia that we have.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
That might be one of the very plausible reasons of Sushant being murdered like that with torture.
Yes.
So talking about adrenochrome, yes, it is there. There is a chemical compound. Scientifically, studies are going on. It is scientifically proven that it is used in giving effects as LSD. So there is a huge chance that it is going on. I have seen some documents where this farming is going on outside of India, and we never know what happens in India, because there was if viewers know, there was a bat study, bat experiments on bats, this virus before COVID came out, by Wuhan lab and a very big business house from India, which were doing these kind of virus studies in Nagaland, in India itself.
Yes.
So which has come out in newspaper. So there might be many things in many underground research places or kidnapped or mafia places where these things might be going on. No one knows for sure.
Yeah.
And where are these kids going? 80,000 kids getting.
Yes. Where are they going? Yeah. Absolutely.
Where are they going?
Yeah.
Where are their organs going? I did some research on darknet also. Nowadays there is an abundance of organs in darknet, man, due to this COVID lockdown.
Yes.
What has happened is, during this COVID lockdown, we have seen many videos from India also where these ward boys or the hospital members are actually torturing the patient because no one is there to take care of them. Outsiders are not allowed. Relatives are not allowed. So people did not know who is going there, who is coming out. So after death also, they would wrap the body in some cloth and they would just dispatch it to some crematorium after showing the face. So no one knows what happened inside.
The organ, transplant was happening. Yeah.
Because in the darknet, the trend was going on that the dark or the black market for the organs was oversupplied with organs.
Yes.
How can there be an oversupply if there is a clear-cut link between these things? I think agencies should look into that, because the hospitals selling kidneys and liver and everything clandestinely is very, very popular in India also. We have seen that. We have seen many newspapers, many criminal actions also going on. It's not something which is impossible.
Yeah. In fact, Ed in London is saying, Trump said in his speech, we have to stop them from killing and eating our children. Then Twitter cut him off. See, the kind of cabal and the kind of as you explained, there is a very big force behind this. Call it the Illuminati or whoever, but they're all behind this.
See, ma'am, all the topics that we are talking, it is all interlinked.
Interrelated.
Interlinked. There would be a group of elites. They are above the moral values of common human beings. They want to control all. So they don't bother with killing anyone. And we have seen pictures of spirit cooking. I have seen reports of people actually getting abducted and killed and eaten. And where this Egypt report that I was showing, the organs were used by satanic cults as their food. So it is not a conjecture.
You remember,
people are doing
yes. Sanjat, see, when we spoke about an insider talking about what happened without revealing his name. He also spoke about cannibalism among certain politicians in India.
Oh, that I am not aware. Cannibalism in India. Yes, these people, after getting drugged and all psyched, I don't know what they are capable of.
Perhaps they mean this.
Yes. They are. All the things lead to this torture of other human beings, especially teens, kids, And the documentary that we saw, you saw, which I shared with you, Minaman, it was about the same thing. They typically keep this 4-year, 6-year-old, 8-year-old kids drugged. They abuse them whatever they want, and the person who was doing the documentary was interviewing the trafficker, the broker, and he was saying all the elites come and partake in this.
Yeah, Deep is asking you, Sanjat, sir, about reptilian brains and parts of brains and adrenochrome effect. Reptilian brains help in healing as it does in reptiles.
Yes. See, there is a theory that there is a reptilian brain where subconsciousness comes out, and it is said that this reptilian brain is far, far more powerful than the regular brain that we use, and sometimes it's associated with hypnosis, because hypnosis is done subconsciously, and our intuitions. We all have our intuitions. It is not only the physical world that we have. We have some. Say the partner that we choose, we marry or we fall in love, and also we always feel some kind of connection, and there are always some things which cannot be explained by science which goes on. Suppose someone's mother or child, so we feel that, and we know that. No one can say that it is not there, because we know it is there. So there is something. And
also,
what he's saying
Sanjat,
is,
one more thing that I wanted to ask you was, does the color of the eyes of the person who takes it change?
Yeah, people say that the eye is turned into red. I am not sure, but there are many theories going on where many celebrities. I think one of our viewers was also mentioning Lady Gaga or Rihanna or someone whose eyes were colored differently. Apart from being differently colored, I have seen some videos on live television where either they were blanked out or they were moving eyes, something out of this world. So might be,
because there's a marked difference between what Bidden was and what Bidden is now. So there seems to be something very strange going on there as well.
Yeah, this Bidden story, if viewers can notice, can go check out old pictures of Bidden where this earlobe is completely separated. Right hand side earlobe I'm talking about particularly. Right hand side earlobe is completely separated in old Joe Biden videos. Right now, that right hand side earlobe is stitched together to the skin. Now there can be two things. Either he has gone through plastic surgery, but in case of plastic surgery, his demeanor would not change. My doubt is there would be body doubles of Biden, as we have of many world figures, which is a proven fact. And somewhere they might have done something or used some drug or something. That's why, if we see the way he talks, ma'am, the way he talks, if you leave he's a leader, he's a person of around 70 years of age, I suppose. So he doesn't talk coherently. He just blabbers on some nonsense. They would be asking about something, he would be talking about, and he's one of the guys who has been caught sniffing into hairs of kids and fondling small girls. So those are the things which is visible on live TV. So no one knows. Might be true.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Any questions, ma'am, from the viewers?
No, that's it. Yeah. Please continue. Yeah.
So one is adrenochrome. In my personal belief, it is highly possible, probable, of all the evidences that I have seen that it is going on. I don't have any conclusive evidence as such. So it is open for the viewers to draw their own conclusions till we come up with the evidence. But the problem with that, as Veena ma'am said, that earlier we used to have articles or videos or research on this on internet very abundantly. Right now, it is all struck out from the internet. So the moment they strike out, our doubt grows. So I believe there is something. There is something.
Also, Sanjat, it's important to tell them that, see, many of them have, many of the NGOs who have worked with, such children have said that, they are normally caged in very small cages, and pieces of their skin are cut and taken away. So it's not only this adrenochrome, but other also, things are grafted. Yeah. Skin is, I think, grafted onto the skin of older people. So there are lots of atrocities that are being done to small children, and the preference is for fair-skinned children because it matches the color of the people in the West. So that's also, that's also another. So it's a very painful situation.
And see, ma'am, this royal queen of this the famous our colonizers. I don't know how that lady is alive for so many years, unless there is
Yes.
some other kind of a medical thing or blood transfusion or some this kind of technology which they have adopted. It is highly unnatural because she has lived highly above her age. And I think there is a question for KB. I have missed it. KB is asking some question.
Yeah. Ma'am, please ask my question. Can you tell us what it is, KP? Because everything is moving so fast.
Yeah, so fast.
Yeah. According to my understanding. Let me just see if he says something. What Jagan is saying, according to my understanding and the information I've received from authentic sources, there in the US, adrenochrome is real and is now available only in a contaminated form.
Might be. What Jagan says is might be.
Yeah, yeah. Let me just see if KB said something. No, not as yet. People say Clinton also uses.
Clinton actually is involved in this kind of debauchery, so
Yes,
nothing surprising.
So much of proof has come out. KB says, is adreno drawn out from the near eye region of the tortured children or what? How it's drawn, please.
Yeah.
Pineal
pineal gland. They say that this chemical is secreted from pineal gland, and there is something called as a cranial or a spinal fluid. Spinal fluid or cranial spinal fluid is found in cranial cavity, and it is said that they inject a long needle so that they can reach that area that is behind these eyes, this area that they have, and they extract the spinal fluid from there. So that is what the theory is. So yes, they might have been doing it.
Yeah.
There are many regular viewers, and I'm very sorry that I'm not able to take all of their questions because it goes so fast that we miss it during live sessions. So please don't mind, viewers. So, although afterwards I come and see everything.
Yeah.
So anything else, ma'am, which you want to discuss on this topic?
No, see, a lot of the viewers are saying that, see, it was Vibor who, first started the talk on adrenochrome. To tell you the viewers, yes, he did that, but then there have been many other journalists also in the West who have been talking about it, and also a lot of activists in India itself who have exposed it. So it's only through sharing this that we can keep people informed. It's very important to share information. And, see, it's not important that whether Sanjat is the first person who did it, or Meena is the first person who did it, or Vibor is the first person. As long as we spread information that can be useful for parents and for people to be careful, that is what you should be taking with you when you see our sessions.
Yes, and to the viewers, see, I don't watch TV, and the only YouTube channel that I watch is Candid Meena. So I might go to other channels for some time, but I don't like the way many things are presented, and somewhere I find many people to be saying things which they are not aware and which are blatantly not true. So I avoid
Here I would like to point out, Sanjat, see that sometimes people do it for sensationalism. Now, this is not sensationalism. This is for you to be careful, about your family, your children. You have to know what is going on in the outside world. We are talking not about drugs. Drugs has become an old issue. There are many more things that have become, more advanced. People are doing many more things. And if you say that, see, there is no adrenochrome in India, you're wrong, because it's there on the dark net. They are trading drugs. They're doing everything. So you can get anything you want. So please do not close your eyes and think that, see, it's not happening in your neighborhood, so we don't need to care about it. No. And it's not sensationalism. It's high time that parents were educated on this.
See, there's another instance in Egypt, ma'am, where a mother and two children. See, what has happened is recently this issue of refugees or immigrants, illegal immigrants getting into Europe or USA nowadays has increased. There is a design behind that. The elites want a steady supply of these human organs or adrenochrome, whatever it is,
Yes.
And where to get it? If the best way to get it is from the unidentified illegal immigrants, because thousands, tens of thousands of these illegal children are getting lost. No one knows, because they come in batches. They are not. There is no record of them being there. So once they are kidnapped or they are used for these purposes, no one knows, because there is no one local who knows them. So they have come from battle-torn countries. So somewhere the theory is that the reason that we are seeing this sudden influx of illegal immigrants across Europe, because Europe was considered to be one of the most closely guarded territories of that area. Now nowadays we are seeing the increased inflow of these illegal immigrants, and people say, or I also believe, that might be one of the steady resources or the origin of their drawing adrenochrome or any other organs. If we can go to a slide, ma'am, there is a tentative price which goes on dark web of tentative organs. This is average price.
Yes. 1 second.
So people, So people would know which part sells for how much in the dark web or in the black market.
Which slide?
I think it would be fourth or fifth one, ma'am. Yeah, this also we can spend. These are the news clips about the organ smuggling, and one is from BBC, one is from some other place. That is about India. BBC talking. Yeah, this is the rate chart, man.
Yeah.
The other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one. So these are the organ price which is said to go on dark web. So 130,000 for heart, $98,000 I'm talking about. So it would be in lakhs and crores of rupees.
Yes. So in this during this COVID season, the people who would have wanted to do it would have done it.
See, what has happened is there are many places where organ transplant is very, very controlled, especially in developed countries.
Yes.
I personally know a person who had to undergo a kidney transplant, but India, the waiting time was too high. So he went out to another country, and where it was legal. So he got a donor. So they shipped a donor from here.
Yes.
So the person from India, the donor from India, they went outside of India to another place where it was not illegal to donate and sell the organs legally. So this person sold his kidney to this person. This person received it, got operated, and came back to India.
Yes.
So these things are going on. It's not something new.
What is he saying? Ma'am, let's party, Lord Shiva, and all the positive energies to punish the bad and selfish people from this earth and save the innocent people. We need to bring more on this for public awareness. Yes, in fact, Sanjat and I, we were discussing, talking about certain powers that Lord Shiva has. Perhaps we will do a session on that when we get more information on that, Sanjat. Because more and more people are believing in the power of the
See, there was one comment. There was one comment which I would like to mention. I think I hate transplant. See, what happens is till the time we are in that position, it is very easy to judge people.
Yeah, exactly.
Till the time that suppose I suffer from an ailment where a doctor says this organ needs to be transplanted, and unless you do that, you would not be living for more than 2 months.
Yes.
So, talking about me, any human being would naturally think what to do, because everyone has a family, everyone has kids, everyone has responsibility. So the person who is donating might be needed. So I cannot do a moral judgment on that till the time I am at that position. I can say many lofty things, but when it comes to me, would I stick to that or not? That is a very different ballgame. Because not only me, when it comes to any of my close family members, so would I take that moral decision? Okay, I might be doing wrong, but let me save the life of my dear one. So my request would be not to judge on this organ transplant where medically it is required. But yes, when it comes to abduction or anything as a forced thing, they have to be instantly killed, arrested, and hanged to death by law. There is no doubts about it, instantly.
Yeah. See, even Sanjat, see this case that I was talking to you about, this little girl went into that actor's vanity van for an autograph. Okay, now poor thing, she must be around 10 or 13, between 10 and 13.
Right.
Innocent child. Okay, she goes in and she asks him, and he takes her into his vanity van. Now, why would anyone who needs to give an autograph have to take a child into a vanity bag? Now, you will see the how eerie it is. You have Ekta Kapoor, you have all the other actresses from the television industry supporting this man and speaking for him. Have they ever spoken about Sushant Singh? And what happened to that? Apparently, a minor child was also killed. Did they care for that child? No, they didn't. They didn't speak
Even
about
that case,
anyone.
this Janvi Kukreja case, which you
Yes.
also highlighted, ma'am,
Yes,
is
yes.
something similar. They were kids only. See, 17, 18, 19, 20 years, girls are kids only. They are not grown ups. The way that she was tortured and killed, like, these people can go to any extreme, ma'am.
Yeah, here also, Sanjay, what you're saying is so true. There was a case in 50s where a Delhi restaurant used to serve human meat. Authorities found only because one of the patrons who ordered curry found a small finger. Here also, there were about 150 bodies, skeletons found of children's skeleton found in that house.
I think
Yes.
you're talking about the Nithari killings in Noida.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Nithari,
That's what-
and there was
yeah.
a person
Sanjay is
called
also
Pandya who was
speaking. Yeah.
arrested. 150 kids, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
That is the 150 skeletons of 150 kids under one house. So he was into cannibalism or organ or what, adrenochrome, no one knows. And that is not around 10 or 12 years back only in
Yes.
our own India, Noida. So that is one place where police raided. There would be many places where police might not be knowing also, or there might be police force who might be knowing and not doing anything. No one knows.
Yes. Also, friends, you must understand that all these famous farmhouses, okay, that these people have, are for very murky things to happen. Okay, when I'm talking about a couple who was, selling this, it is not now. It's been years. So that means this child trafficking has been going on for so long, and children being imprisoned and used for these purposes has been going on for a long time, from the 2013s onwards. So don't think that, see, it is a new phenomenon. It's happening, but everybody is so careful about it. They keep it guarded. Now, if they are making money in the same way, everybody's making money the same way, they will never reveal the truth. But it is up to you as parents to find out, what is happening and inform. In fact, each one of you who is watching us on this channel should be also spreading the message, to as many people. That's how you educate people.
Yes, yes. Ma'am, to add to that, see, this Illuminati or the cabal controls the media and the apps also. If we see last 5, 6, 7, or 8 years, the kind of apps which has come in TikTok, which we are discussing in other thing, all these kind of things are actually pushing these kids out of the sphere of their parents. It is like actually detaching them from the emotional bond that they had, so that they can go out, they can do things by hiding, and they can. So basically, they're preparing their hunting ground. They're luring these kids into those kind of traps away from their parents. So this is one thing which I think.
Here also, Sanjat, what I would seriously advise the upper middle class. I'm not talking about the lower middle class. I'm talking about the upper middle class, because the lower middle class seem to be still have a sense of Indian culture with them. Upper middle class dress their children in very skimpy clothes. Whatever they see on Bollywood, they make their little children wear such dresses. You're talking about a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old who may have become more mature than her age. It's just not right to dress her the way you see, children in Hollywood or Bollywood. Please don't do that, because you're making them, become like prey in the eyes of certain unwanted people. So be careful for your children. It's very important that you protect your own children. Dress them decently, and don't think that it's modern to, expose flesh. Flesh has another connotation with certain section of people. Some may find it cute, but there are some who exploit it. So that's very important. I see a lot of children, dressed in clothes that do not suit their body shape. So it's very important that the mother should know how a child should dress. And also, KB, this is very interesting from you. You say that let's have a session on divine powers of Lord Shiva, Dhan ki jeet, adharm ko ka sarvanash. I'm sure it will be invigorating. You'll be surprised, KB, that Sanjat and I were discussing this, and there'll be lots of interesting things that we can talk around this, and we're going to have a session on that. So what you said is only adding to it, and perhaps you would also like to join us, when we do that.
Yes, ma'am. That would be wonderful.
Yeah. So many things come out of the conversation, Sanjat. because of this kind of interactive sessions. There's so many comments and so many suggestions that come that are very important to make the channel more interesting.
Yes, ma'am. Let us do one thing, as you were suggesting the other day, and the way that I came to come into your sessions. Let us do one multi session where all the regulars can come in and join, and they can give the views for 1 minute or 2 minutes on whatever they wish. So it would be very interesting.
Yeah. So here we would request people like Sanjay Shinde, KB, Gloria. See, a lot of the regulars who are here, Usma. See, all of you could join on a particular day. We'll let you know before, and whoever wants to join us can join us and tell us your thoughts as well. Sanjay, that's a wonderful idea.
That is your idea, ma'am. I know you only suggested that.
No. So I think our session is over by now. Yeah. Thank you so much, Sanjat, for this wonderful session, and we thank you from the viewer side as well as my side.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving me this opportunity, and thank you, the viewers. The purpose of all these sessions are basically to get people talk about these topics which no one talks. And surprisingly, as we have seen with Meena ma'am, that many topics that we discuss here are later taken up by some channels on those lines. So we have seen that after this topic is being discussed here. Hope someone takes up this topic too.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Meena ma'am.
Educates people, yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much, and good night.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Good night.